let me ask you a question because I know you have your connoisseurs. You have your men and women who come in and they've been doing this for so many years and they get it. They're regular customers. But how often do you get someone who comes in, they're not, or maybe they've ridden their bike or bike here and there, but this could be their first one. What's the process and what's the experience like when you work with them?
Quite often, actually, quite
Okay.
often. And actually, the Scout is the perfect motorcycle for those people.
Mm.
The Scout is a very low profile motorcycle, it's a beautiful bike. When you look at the motorcycle itself, you can tell there was an artist rendition of it first, and then they built the motorcycle to meet up with those pictures. Um, it's a low profile bike, so you can put your feet on the ground, you can bend your knees.
Mm.
The center of gravity is super low on it. So having a real low center of gravity, when you go into the turns, that weight is pushing into the axles and into the rubber. It gives you great traction in turns. A lot of your cruiser motorcycles aren't necessarily designed for turns. Motorcycles grow straight fast, and if you take your hands off the handlebar, they'll go straight. But Indian motorcycle, because of that low center of gravity, gives you great handling. Now, for a beginner rider, a new rider that comes in and gets on a Scout, they're going to feel instantly comfortable because of the fact that they've got their hands on the steering or on the handlebars, their feet on the ground. The balance is nice and low, where every other brand out there has a high center of gravity. You go into a turn, and first thing you feel is the hips pushing out because that's where the weight is. Centrifugal force is going to push that. So it makes a Scout, or all Indians really, just a very easy bike to ride. They're very nimble, very comfortable. It makes the growth and skills and comfortability of the motorcycle graduate very quickly. So, as far as being a great starter motorcycle, I'd highly recommend Indian, even though it's a much more powerful brand than some of the others that some people frequently start on. I think the misnomer is people come out of a class and they're thinking a 300 or a 500cc motorcycle. The smallest of the Scouts is a 1000. It's a lot of power, but it's such an easy bike to ride that it makes it a better starter bike in the way that you have control of the throttle. So as long as you have control of the throttle, you don't have to use all 1000 cc's. You ride within your comfort zone, within your comfortability. And the problem with these smaller bikes, the 300s and the 500s, is people get out there and in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, they're absolutely comfortable and ready to move on and move forward, but they've outgrown their bike. So they find themselves spending a lot more money trading bikes constantly. Where if they start with a Scout, it's an easy bike to ride, but yet it's got a lot of headroom to grow into. The Scouts come in a 1000 and a 1200cc, a 5 and a 6 speed. So they make them great beginner bikes and great forever bikes.